Does SEO with its benefits? Does online advertising? So where should you start? Before we go any further, let me make one thing very, very clear. Unless you build a good website, a platform, neither SEO nor advertising will work for you. We have a full video dedicated to internet marketing system and we'll link it over here. If you haven't watched it yet, go ahead and do it. Now, when it comes to SEO versus online ads, there are three options really: SEO, ads, or a mix of the two. I laid them out here for you. Here's your SEO, here's your online ads, and here's a mix of the two channels. As you're considering these options, here's a couple of questions to ask yourself. Question 1, do you have the budget, money? In this example, I use a cost of work for both SEO and advertising at $1,000. This can get much higher, this can be lower, but for this example, I use an average cost of $1,000. This brings us to the budget part. You can see how the budget for SEO here is at $400, and then the budget for online advertising is at around $2,000. There is a barrier to entry for advertising, so that's something to keep in mind when you're making a decision. The reason why SEO is cheaper overall is because you don't have to pay for every click. So all you pay for is the time of the agency that's doing your SEO work, and then there is budget, but it's much smaller than search advertising, for example. Number 3, results. I have a column here that describes approximately how soon you can get results. Again, just a heads up, depending on your industry and depending on geography where you are located, it may take a lot more time to get results or a lot less. What I have here is just overall general numbers that I see from my experience, how long it usually takes in an average industry. For SEO, it is slower. I'd say 3-4 months is when you should expect to start seeing results. For advertising, it is faster. It's about 2 months. With that said, this does not mean that you won't get any results the first 3 months for SEO or the first 2 months for advertising. You will. However, over the course of those few months, the results start grow and improve. Number 4, how fast can you really grow? If out of blue moon you got 100 clients to more, would you be able to deal with them? Or would you rather get those extra 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 clients every month and then grow your client base to 20 or 30 clients over the course of 6 to 12 months and then start growing from there? It is important because for many businesses out there, they don't have their processes dialed in quite yet. And so slower growth is actually a better way for them to grow. Now, what would I do? Me personally, I'd go for a mix of the two. If you're building a good looking website, you should work on your SEO because it will improve your content and will make your website faster. As a result, you'll be able to get cheaper clicks and impressions from advertising. We've made an in-depth video comparing the return on investment from different channels, and I'll link it over here. But let me share with you some of the benefits of going for SEO and online advertising together. Let's say for SEO, your monthly budget is at $1,400. That includes the cost of work plus the budget. Now, for your online advertising, let's say your budget is at $3,000. So you're paying $1,000 to people managing your account, and then $2,000 is your actual budget. Now, in terms of returns, what we generally expect to see is about 35 leads from SEO. And then for advertising, let's say it would get you 50 leads. This means that your average cost per lead for SEO will be at around $40 per lead, while for advertising, it will be a little bit higher. It will be around $60. Now, imagine that we went for both channels together, which would cost you at around $4,500. If that was the case, we would be getting basically benefits of the both worlds, because for SEO, you'll be able to rank for some of these smaller queries almost right away. However, some of the more competitive keywords will be harder to get. And so those are the ones that would generally use online advertising to go after. So this way, you're going to rank for a lot more keywords a lot faster. Now, if we look at your cost per lead, you can see here it's at $52, which is about 20% higher than what it was for SEO, but it's still lower compared to what it is for online advertising. This way, you're getting a better average cost per lead, you are getting a higher volume of leads, and there's a number of other things that SEO will solve for your website, resulting in improved conversion rates for the site in general. In addition, consider this. SEO is definitely not a set and forget. This is not something where you can rank number one today and then expect this to remain the same forever. But it works the other way around as well. From this perspective, SEO is kind of like going to the gym, where you might get into really good shape, but then if you stop going, then after 3, 4, 5, 6, or whatever number of months, you're going to go back into not being fit. Let's imagine that two of your competitors have been investing in SEO for years and years. I have competitor 1 over here and then competitor 2. Here's your website. Let's say you just came around. So when we compare your websites or your pages based on the number of backlinks, for example, let's say your competitor 1 will have 100 backlinks and then the competitor 2 will be at 70. Now for yourself, let's imagine that it's at 12. Every month, we can really add only as many backlinks to your website without it looking unnatural to Google. If the gap between you and the competition is at 60 backlinks, this means that it will take us about 15 months to bridge that gap without raising red flags for Google. SEO is more complicated than that, but going for both channels will give you the best results. Because SEO takes time, this is yet another reason to start as soon as possible. Now, there's a lot to consider. No doubt, SEO will give you the best ROI over time compared to digital advertising. While in some industries, SEO and local SEO may be a good investment, in others, SEO are a non-starter at all. With that said, there are no good or bad channels. Every channel plays its role and has its limit. From example above, you've seen how advertising is a little bit more expensive, but then, for example, SEO has a limit of the leads that you can get. So sooner or later, you'll have to add advertising into your mix. To summarize, if you're thinking between ads and SEO, here's a couple of things to ask yourself. Number 1, did you prepare your website to convert prospects into leads? Does it work really, really well? If it doesn't, then that's the place for you to start. Now, do you have the budget for advertising? If no, then the answer is simple. Do SEO and try to grow a little more before you switch to the ads. Next question, how soon can you actually grow? If you got 100 clients tomorrow, will you be able to service them? If no, then most likely SEO is the right answer for you. You'll have the time to dial in all the processes and internally grow into 5, 10, 20 clients at your own pace. Last but not least, is SEO even realistic in your industry? If the gap is more than 3 to 6 months wide, I'd say go for advertising and invest in SEO slowly to start bridging that gap between yourself and the competition. I hope this video was useful, and I'll see you in the next one.